This is Rob Springer, the creator of the show that you're about to hear, and I want to thank everyone for helping to make this show a success. And I wanted to ask a favor. If you like it, please make sure that you're subscribed and share this with a friend. That really helps our team of myself, Charlotte, and Caleb. My company, RS Media Group, makes a whole lot of content, podcast, social media, podcast, corporate. If you have any need for any of those kind of things, just take a look at our website at rsmedia.group. Now, enjoy the show.
This is Crime Cruise, Love Boat Exposed.
Saturday on the Love Boat.
The podcast that hunts down and tears apart shenanigans on this classic TV show.
I see an awful lot of bodies who really have nothing to be ashamed of.
When laws, morals, and behavior go rogue.
He's a student of marine biology, and I know a lot of Marines who like to study her biology.
We are there.
Saturday on the Love Boat, Julia's game to join an all-male club, but she's shocked at the things they ask her to do.
Now, from Studio 109, welcome aboard.
I think it's time you and I got to know each other better. A man gets very lonely at sea.
Yes, I can imagine.
It is time that we all get to know each other a little better. But not like in the way that the captain wanted to get to know a John Ritter character in drag.
Right.
Although I would accept you in drag, producer Caleb, I'm okay with that. Charlotte is too, I'm betting.
I'm always okay
I'm about
with
to
that.
drop some a truth bomb, I guess.
Bombs. I love a truth bomb.
Back when I was a wee lad,
Caleb, you're 21.
Back when I was
lad.
14, I used to have a YouTube channel which no longer exists.
Okay.
And this YouTube channel, I did buy a dress for a character that I played called Calebina. The context of the dress, I bought it because people told me I looked like 11 from Stranger Things.
Yeah,
so
I can see that, Caleb.
The pink dress.
Yeah.
And one day I just put it on and started recording me just being a little hooligan.
Was this
around
the
my
shaved
town.
head or not a shaved head?
Shaved head.
Oh,
yeah.
perfect. You were 11 for sure.
Yes. So
Yeah.
I guess you could say I have been in drag as Calebina.
So has this character resurfaced at any point since then?
No, she is long past retired.
Okay.
All right, well,
It might be time to bring back Calebina.
I think so.
Now, was Calebina spelled with a K or a C? This is very important.
it's a C.
Of
It can
course,
only
with a
be with a
C.
C.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, it may be time to re-debut that because it is a whole new world.
It is a
out
whole
there.
new world.
And we'll accept you if you were Calebina.
100% if you were whatever.
You know, you're in a safe place, producer Caleb.
Now, did you happen to come up with that name because you were thinking of Thumbelina? I'm just curious.
No, it was just called a divine inspiration. I don't know.
Okay.
It was just Caleb and then a female version of Calebina. Is what
Perfect. Are you
14-year-old me
familiar
came up
with Thumbelina, or is that too old for you?
Oh, I'm familiar, yeah.
Okay.
I'm familiar with it.
I mean, I didn't know if kids still did fairy tales. You know, kids these days are all on social media trying to do TikTok challenges, so I don't know if they're actually reading anything.
I guess they're Gen Alphas.
I've heard about this Gen Alpha group. Yeah, they're the children
their fairy
of
tale
millennials.
is like Skibbity Toilet.
No, there we go.
I don't even know what the hell you guys are talking about.
I know you don't. You probably don't even know who Hawk 2 Girl is either.
Oh, I do. I looked that up.
It's a big deal right now. Yeah.
No, I did see that on TikTok just recently.
You know something is up if even Howard Stern comes out and says, I kind of clutched my pearls a little bit on this one.
Well, all right. On that note, it's Crime Cruise, Love Boat Exposed.
High season, low morals.
And I am Rob. You are Charlotte.
I am Charlotte.
And there's a fella out there in Utah by the name of
Caleb.
And you know what's funny is that people could pretend that Caleb was just like an AI invention because he's not really here. We could have
that's
just
good.
Created him.
We're probably a few months away from being able to make a Caleb voice track that can correspond with our dialogue. That'd be pretty cool.
That's terrifying.
Well, you know, Orphan Black has a new series out, and I watched the first episode last night, and it's all about robots now being created instead of clones.
Here in my production company, it's interesting. We use 7 pieces of software that are AI-based every day for all sorts of things. Of
course.
Allows us to focus on the creative, which is really cool. Well, as you might have gathered, I've not heard of some of the things that you all speak of because I'm a little bit older. I am in the 50s. Young Charlotte over here is pushing out of her 30s, and Caleb is just stuck in his 20s.
He is stuck in his 20s.
How would you explain, producer Caleb, what this show does and how we do it.
Well, I mean, I feel like our introduction summarized it perfectly. Charlotte and I, we both knew what Skibbity Toilet was. Rob didn't. Basically, just like this show. Rob knows Love Boat. Charlotte and I don't really. Charlotte was sort of familiar with it, and I had no idea before I joined this podcast. And we just go through the tomfoolery and hijinks of the late 70s, coming to early 80s now, since we're in season 3. And just expose their crimes, their disgusting, filthy crimes.
Disgusting.
Shenanigans.
Filthy.
Hijinks.
Yeah.
From hooligans, horseplay.
I love this. It's all good stuff.
Yes. It's a tough world back
It
there
is
in the
a
70s.
it is.
Well, thank you to my awesome co-host, Charlotte, who threw us some notes, some things we knew, some things we learned today. A little bit of kind of those nuggets of info that sometimes get hidden, those things about the Love Boat that others may not know, that some we know, some we don't. The one thing I heard about today that was new to me was that Aaron Spelling, I do believe he was also the producer of Love American Style, which was an earlier kind of version of the Love Boat, except land-based. There were 3 stories on each episode. And
Is that different than Doggy Style, American Style? What is this?
I did. What are you, Charlotte?
I know.
Come on.
Mind in the gutter today, but like Love American Style? Like, what is American Style?
Well, it's a TV show. Look it up, Love American
Okay,
Style. It's very quaint, early 70s, I do believe. It might have even been in the late 60s.
Okay.
But it was the show that actually conceived, as I just recalled, Happy Days.
Oh.
There was a little skit out of the 2 or 3 skits that were in each episode of Love American Style, and one of them was some form of Happy Days.
So it was like a skit variety show?
It was filmed segments, much like the Love Boat.
Got it.
So when this woman who wrote the Love Boat book got in with Aaron Spelling, he knew he already kind of had a concept that worked for him. And that was one dramatic story, one comedic story, and one, I forgot what the other one is. I'm staring at a clip on my screen before we hit play. It's the captain and it's Dr. Adam Bricker.
Adam Bricker.
Transform yourself to November 3rd, 1979. We head towards Thanksgiving in 1979 when this episode first aired. And without any further ado, here we go. Let's take a look.
Take a look at the picture she's had. Oh,
Captain's daughter.
She's grown. Children have a tendency to do that.
She's almost 12.
And turning into a lovely young lady, I must say.
Boy.
Gross. She's 12 years old. Turning into a lovely young woman. Literally, the picture is just a picture of her face. That is so gross.
If this was any other character, this clip would not be here.
No.
I would not have picked this clip.
Right.
If it was Gopher, if it was Isaac, if it was a random customer on the cruise,
Julie,
anyone,
anybody.
Yeah.
anyone, this clip would not be here for this podcast episode.
Yeah, but the fact that it's the doc and we already know what goes on the doc's head, and the fact that he sort of does that weird look when he says, "Oh, she's growing into a very young, lovely woman."
Strange.
Yeah.
Why even write that into the script?
I don't know. People commenting sexually on children is just so bizarre to me. I don't get it.
I'll tell you something a little bit later in this show. Something I read that's rather unfortunate that involved a couple of characters on this show, one character on this show.
Well, my whole thing is like, if the photo is, she is a very cute little girl,
11,
but you
12?
don't express that and saying she's growing into a lovely young woman. Let her be 12. She's a child.
Prepubescent.
Yes. Just say, oh my God, how cute is she? She's so cute.
I have to say I wasn't sure where this little clip was going, and then as they put the camera over to Doc as he looks at a picture of a little girl, I knew exactly why producer
And
Caleb
doesn't
did
this
it.
little girl turn into the cruise director?
I think I do believe she's a replacement for Julie to some extent.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's see where this sickness spreads.
Sickness.
I was on the Hamilton case.
Oh, wow. Where the wife tried to kill him 3 different times.
That's the one.
Boy, she sure seemed guilty to me, man.
Well, of course she was guilty. 11 men, good and true, knew she was guilty.
Well, then how come the jury was deadlocked?
Because of this stupid, dumb woman.
Oh, God.
By the name of Noise. She kept saying, she's innocent, she's innocent.
She was innocent. Noise and noise.
Yes, ma'am. You! Get off my ship. Go home.
I should leave?
Otherwise, there's going to be another attempted murder.
Whoa.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. We just saw
This was a lot at one time.
a lot happening, yes.
Yeah.
There was Gopher, there was Isaac, and this large character, kind of balding head. He's played by a character I've known since my childhood, Vic Tayback, who was Mel. He ran the diner on the TV show Alice, and I think he was the only other character that was in the movie Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore, which was a very popular movie back in the early 70s, I think it was. So, yeah, we're hearing about murder.
Yep.
We're getting harassment.
Yep. He's singling out the one female on a jury of 11 men, which doesn't seem fair to start with.
Right. Patriarchal society.
Yeah,
at
but
work.
maybe this is how it was in the 70s. I'm not sure. Maybe some scholar could tell us. Like, was it not mandatory for women to serve jury duty? Was it only jurors of men? He was innocent. She tried to kill him 3 times. He definitely wasn't innocent.
I know.
He was doing something.
It's weird. Anything we missed there, Producer Caleb?
No.
Well, he just threatened to kill somebody on a ship on vacation in front of other people.
Yeah, but I mean, he's almost checked every box for the wrong things.
Yeah.
Maybe there was something I missed, but no, we
And
nailed
how
it.
is it you guys that all these people always end up on the boat together? Like, really?
Right.
Like, the juror just happens to be there on the same boat as the attorney. I know it's a TV show. I know it's make-believe. But I'm just saying.
I wonder if this could be some representation of purgatory.
It could be. I
Right.
feel like Spartanburg, South
Where
Carolina is
everyone,
purgatory.
could be, where everyone has died and they don't know it
Yeah,
yet.
that could be.
And they're thrown together in these sort of character tests.
Yeah.
I wonder.
Actually, that'd be great.
Gosh. Am I
The very last episode of that Love Boat is Doc just waking up from a deep sleep and being like, it was all a dream.
It sounds like Lost almost.
Yeah,
the
no,
TV
yeah,
show.
yeah.
Did you watch Lost?
Yeah, I wasted 12 years of my life, Aja. To find out it was a dream.
Producer Caleb, did you watch Lost?
No, but I've seen many
Weak.
YouTube summaries of Lost and how it was a letdown.
They literally just gave up.
It flew very
Yeah.
high at times and
Yeah.
then crashed.
Yeah, yeah.
And here we go, speaking of crashing.
Did you call the chief of police and tell him to expect us?
Yes, sir.
I'm coming too.
I want you all to know how much this, sir.
What is going on?
I don't know. What's going on?
So a captain got wind that his daughter has run away from her aunt and uncle.
His 12-year-old.
His 12-year-old daughter, yes, she ran away from where she was staying in Acapulco. And so that clip we just heard, the captain is basically calling for a manhunt.
Oh.
He's got all of his crew coming to try to find Vicky. And then Julie comes in and says, I'm coming too. And there was just this long, awkward, uncomfortable pause as they all just slowly looked over to Julie and then kept carrying on as if
Julie
she
wasn't
didn't even
there.
say anything.
Exists. Yeah, I got it.
Oh, like gaslighting.
Yeah, of
her, in a
course.
sense.
I feel like poor Julia's gaslit all the time.
Yeah. I was thinking when I heard this plot, instantly human trafficking.
Oh, yeah, that could happen too.
And that the doc has something to do with it. But anyway, I'm probably going to be wrong. He's probably not that evil, right?
Yeah, no.
Well, okay.
Thank you. You've made me see the light tonight.
It's Doc
Who
and an
knows?
older woman.
Maybe some night soon, you may even see the stars.
What the?
What?
What the?
I thought you were something special.
What happened?
I beg your pardon?
Doc kissed a woman.
You're like all the rest. Just another floozy.
Oh, my God.
And her man was standing there. The doc kissed her on the lips. What's going on here?
What is
Producer
happening,
Caleb,
Please
help
tell
us.
Is this like his mother?
Help.
His aunt?
No, so that woman, she kept complaining she was single, and then the man that called her a floozy is basically Julie's trying to set that man up with that woman, but the woman is interested in the doc.
Oh.
The scene before what we just listened to, the doc kindly let her down and said, I'm not interested in you, which is a shocker coming from the doc.
Well, he's not interested
And-
because she's not 19 and blonde
Yeah,
and
okay.
skinny.
Yeah, that's
she
true.
might be 40, but as usual in its time twist of the Love Boat, she does appear to be maybe 60
Yep.
something. And they kissed on the lips, which is confusing.
Yeah, that
It's very
I didn't
confusing.
understand that. Doc has kissed many women on the lips when he definitely shouldn't have. Many women, and it always puzzles me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well,
Well, he has his limits sometimes.
yeah.
Well, I think
guess.
I think he's just a superficial piece of shit because he only hooks up with women that are 20 years younger than him and are hot and da da da. Any normal woman in his actual age bracket that comes up to him, he's immediately like, sorry, I'm not interested.
Right, and that's in the fictional world of Love Boat. I read an interview that actually is some reality of an actress on the Love Boat, and I'll tell you about in just a second.
We'll be right back with more Love Boat Exposed. Go to loveboatexposed.com to send us a message, leave a voicemail, or learn more about the show and our team. Who knows? You might just be invited to the captain's table.
It's a pleasure to welcome you aboard. I'm speaking for my entire crew.
Well, we read up on the Love Boat a
Yeah, we
lot. I know you did just before the show, and I know we share information. There's a Love Boat cruise that's happening that has some of our old favorites. And this one thing I read that was disturbing, and it was from Jill Wallen, the girl that plays the captain's daughter. Apparently, there was some figure on the show, and I don't believe it was an actor, but some producer or the like, that took advantage of this young girl.
Oh, wow.
And she spoke about it on a podcast.
Okay.
And I know it got picked up, I think, by People Magazine. Sad story. I don't know anything more than that. It was just one of those times, and hopefully one of those rare times, when some of the sick reality of the Love Boat kind of creeps over into real life.
Well, it's just a sick reality. I probably wouldn't.
Well said.
Yeah.
Well said. All right, here is our next clip, guys.
You can't prove that she didn't try to strangle her husband?
I certainly can.
Ha!
Ha! Mr. Hamilton said his wife tried to strangle him while he was asleep, right? So, I'm going to prove that she couldn't have strangled him. Pretend you're asleep.
Weird. Getting weird.
Go lie down. Or do you just want to say that I'm right? Let me see. What if she tried this?
She's strangling him on the bed.
Yeah.
He's laying on the bed. Now they're eyeing each other.
What?
I think you're kind of cute.
What?
I'm kind of cute while you're strangling me.
Sorry.
You know something?
What?
I think you're kind of cute.
Uh-oh.
Well,
all right, I know nothing about the law, but is this legal in any way for the defense attorney to be hooking up with the juror that sent his person to jail?
Probably not.
I think it is okay, because from my understanding, they were both on the jury, but the case has already been finished, or like they're off the jury now. So I guess it's okay because they're no longer part of the case. But it still just came out of nowhere, because this whole time on the cruise, they've both been arguing back and forth about whether or not they're guilty, or that she wasn't guilty, or why, yada, yada, yada.
Couple of disturbing things. The visual that we just were treated to was this big, kind of balding dude, not particularly good looking. And she's a good looking lady. You heard it. She says, get down on the bed. She pretty much climbs on top of him and begins to strangle him, and then gets turned on by the whole scenario. And of course, well, he is too. Surprise, surprise. And again, he's not cute in any way. I think the actress is Joanne Flug. I think that's how you say her name. And I do believe she might have been one of the co-hosts occasionally on a Candid Camera. And she used to do game shows like everyone in the 70s. But a strange scene. It was from an argument, and they hated each other. He was speaking murder earlier in the show. And now they seem that they're going to make love.
Which is weird.
Yeah.
And she's strangling, which seems to have turned her on. Because the moment she put her hands around his neck, she was like, oh my God, you're cute.
Right.
From the neck up with my hands
As soon
around
as she
them.
did it, that happened.
But then at the same time, he also got turned on when she put her hands around his neck and started choking him.
Yeah.
So
Maybe they all just need to start choking each other.
Well, yeah. Hey, listen, better than choking the chicken.
Yeah, better than doing all that.
All right, next.
Why didn't you say so?
That's the captain.
After all these years.
So that Vicky would be your choice, not your responsibility. You were free to walk away.
What happened there, Producer
What happened
Caleb?
there? Please explain.
that is Vicky's aunt or foster parent or whatever. And the captain finally, this episode, I guess it wasn't discovered when Vicky was last here, but he finally discovered or was told that Vicky is his daughter. And so the captain was like, well, why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you tell me I had a daughter? Why like I want to take full responsibility, yada 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 yada. And then the line that we just heard, which I think I want to say heavily disagree with, Vicky shouldn't have been your responsibility. I want Vicky to be your choice. Well, if that is your daughter, she should be your responsibility no matter what. You shouldn't be being like, oh well, her dad is actually this cruise guy and he's having a good life, so I wouldn't want to put that on Vicky. No, you should say, hey, this is your daughter. Take care of her.
Yeah, right. This is why this is television, because it's completely made up shit. There is no way that some woman wouldn't be like, I mean, what is she going to raise a daughter by herself?
No, it's weird, heavy.
It's weird. It's the blood
bad
vote.
Judgment kind of stuff.
Yeah, there's all kind of things going on. So, Caleb, he was not aware that Vicky was his daughter until this episode.
That's from my understanding, because Vicky was like, oh, I've got my mum's diary, and she read the diary out to the captain.
Was there like a Jerry Springer, you are the father reveal at some point?
Well, I mean, last episode and even this episode when Vicky was present, everyone was, Vicky has your eyes, Captain. Vicky has your eyes, Captain. And the captain was, nah, can't be.
Yeah.
Who knows? It's more for the audience to keep track
Maybe he
of.
just needed actual confirmation. Scientific
Maybe. It sounds like it. It sounds like it. Like a Jerry Springer kind of thing. Well, there's one more clip in this show. I don't know where it goes. I always say that, and I really always don't know.
You don't know?
And I've never met him.
What is happening here?
They're in bed, that couple.
Are you trying to say that?
Strangling couple.
I'm falling in love. Mm-hmm. Yep.
He's got very hairy arms.
He has an entire hairy body.
He's a very hairy man.
He's an ape.
I am guilty.
What does she see in that
People
character?
fall in love on this boat and get married and change their entire life in 3 days.
And he's an ape.
He's very hairy. But don't we think, and this is the thing I'm just going to bring up, please go with me on this one.
Okay.
Don't we just think that people in general, male and female, had more hair?
Yes, they did.
Back then? Okay. This was before all the Brazilians and the manscapings and all the things. So he is just literally out there hairy as a Sasquatch.
You know what I hear? What the kids are doing.
What are the
saying.
kids doing these days?
What are we doing?
And I don't mean kids. I mean adults over 18. Let me re-qualify what I'm about to say. That hair maybe isn't flying off the body as much anymore.
Really?
I don't know if it's true or not.
Keep it a little bit more?
I don't know. Producer Caleb, what's going on?
I can't say I've heard anything like that, so I'm not too sure.
Is the landscape, wink, wink, of Playboy going to change? I mean, are they going to... Because you know, I babysat a 14-year-old boy for a week this past weekend, and in his room, he has a hardcover of all Playboy Playmates from the beginning of the magazine. He's 14. He needs something. He doesn't have the... We're not going to show him the internet. So he has this entire book, and I was looking at it because why not?
Right.
And I noticed the hair disappears in around 1996.
Right.
We start to see everything change.
Producer Caleb, do you know what a merkin is?
I can't say I do.
Okay, we'll leave it at that.
And I'm terrified to ask.
Okay, don't ask.
Okay.
It's really literally...
Everyone is furiously Googling right now.
It's literally nothing. Okay, so that was the last clip.
Okay.
What are we missing? What is resolved in this episode? Recap it, if you will, for us. Producer Caleb?
Yes. So the 3 stories that we saw involved Vicky, the captain's daughter. She ran away from her foster family in Acapulco and then joined the cruise full time as like a junior cruise director. So she's now part of the full cast as of this episode moving forward.
Okay.
Why was she living in Acapulco? Aren't they from California? They get out of Long Beach. I mean, what was she literally given up as a child? I'm so confused.
No, she was living with her aunt and uncle, and they just happened to live in Acapulco.
So did we ever find out who the mom is? Is she just some random cruise girl that came on the boat and got stuck?
Good question.
I'm pretty sure from memory when Vicky was first introduced, the mum, she died, but the captain, after one of the wars that he was in and in between becoming a cruise captain, they had a thing. They were in love with each other, and she was the one that he has never truly forgotten.
Okay.
So Vicky's now part of the cast full time.
Okay.
As a junior cruise director, something. I don't think the role is defined. The two old people.
Yep.
That
the doc kissed on the lips.
Yes, the doc kissed on the lips. They end up falling in love, and they find out that they're very similar character-wise, and end up falling in love and being like, "Oh, thanks, Julie. Thanks, Doc, for setting us up." Very typical
Right.
Love boat shenanigans. And then again, another love boat shenanigans with the two jurors. They do end up falling in love and getting married.
Of course, they get married on the boat.
On the boat? They got married? Like
They didn't get married on the boat, but as they were like leaving the boat, they were like,
Congratulations.
hey, can we ask you guys a question? Do you think that we'd be innocent or guilty if we got married? Well, guess what? We're guilty.
Oh my gosh, these people.
So, yeah, typical Loveboat stuff. Very, very relaxed this episode. I've noticed a trend with Loveboat, though, and I'm pretty sure I've said this before, but Loveboat always likes to come out swinging.
Yep, they do.
A couple episodes before, we had the one where the woman was very proud to say her son had mental disability capabilities, and used the R word quite a lot. But now the episodes moving forward, they've been pretty chill. And I can say the next 2 episodes, next 2 weeks, they're also pretty chill episodes.
Well, we'll see what his definition of chill actually is.
I would like to see what it actually is.
I fear that we are building up to another crazy.
I think we must be, because they like to sort of take off weeks.
They do, and then a good number of episodes into the season, they realize, oh, we forgot to do...
Oh, we forgot to do a crazy thing.
Right. I would be remiss if I did not say this, that this episode airs 1 year after we started our show. So we've done just about 50 episodes. We had a repeat or two, and we had a best of episode in there sometime around the holidays. We're not assigning this to any particular date, since these episodes are evergreen, but this airs at a date 1 year after we started our show. So we want to thank everybody out there in the audience.
Yes.
And producer Caleb, I'm going to toss it over to your direction.
Thank you all for listening. Make sure you like, subscribe, share with a friend. We're on all of your favorite streaming platforms. And we'll see you all on the Loveboat next week.
We're sailing away, but we will be back with a new episode of Crime Cruise, Loveboat Exposed. Make sure to subscribe. We're on all your favorite podcast platforms. And connect with us at loveboatexposed.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure, but I have duties on the bridge. Good evening.